Hi, my name is Rachel, and today we're going to be practicing this, that, and that over there. All of the words that you will need for this video have been from the previous videos, but if you didn't take notes or just don't remember, they'll also be in the description box below. Also, as with the previous videos, if this video is too fast for you, please don't feel pressured to keep up with the pace of the video. Please pause and take all of the time that you need to answer each question. And likewise, if it's too slow for you, or if you already know this grammar, then feel free to skip ahead to the practice round right here. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's go ahead and start with this and that by beginning with this. So this plus a noun as in this book, this pencil, this bag, this is going to turn into 이. So 이 book becomes 이 책, 이 pencil becomes 이 연필, 이 bag becomes 이 가방. Once again, that is 이 책, 이 연필, 이 가방. So the word you need to keep in mind right now is 이. Alright, let's go ahead and get some 연습 in right away. This paper. 이 종이. Now it's hard to tell on screen right now, but there is definitely a space in between the words, so keep that in mind. Alright, how about this person? 이 사람. This computer. 이 컴퓨터. Okay, but what if 이 isn't followed by a noun? In an English sentence, this might sound something like, this is crazy, this was where I lived, this is hers, this is a book, as opposed to a sentence like, this book, as in, this book is expensive. This is a book, book is not directly followed by this. In all of these sentences, all of these thises is going to be replaced with a new word, which is 이것, which broken down literally means this thing, but it is always written together as 이것, this. All right, let's go ahead and try some sentences. So this is a bag. What do you think? Let's start with this. 이것, bag, 가방, is. Now this we learned in the first lesson, is 이에요 or 예요, depending on if a word ends with a consonant or a vowel. Now 가방 ends with a consonant, so we are going to add 이에요. We don't have to worry about specifying. So what goes in this blank space right here? That's right, the topic particle, which we learned in the second lesson. Now the topic particle is either 는 or 은, and 이것 ends with a consonant, so it will be 이것은, 이것은. So the whole sentence is 이것은 가방이에요. Alright, now here's the debate which I thought about for a while before making this video. 이것 is very commonly abbreviated to 이거 when speaking. And 이거 plus the topic particle of 는 or 은 is very often said as 이거는 or abbreviated to 이건. This is very similar in English to when we abbreviate I am to I'm, you are to your, it is to its, and so on. Now obviously when speaking we usually use the abbreviated form, right? And so for that reason, it makes sense to teach the abbreviated form first. And in fact, a lot of my English textbooks, when I'm teaching my Korean students English, will have the abbreviated form with just like a little side note that says what the abbreviated form stands for, and we'll practice it that way. However, over the course of a few years, I've noticed that the students who practice the abbreviated forms right away will very often later on make mistakes like, I'm sing. You're like music? It's birds. Because they don't really have a good understanding of what exactly is abbreviated. They don't really know the difference between I'm versus I, or you're and you, or it's and it, and so on. But for the students that I don't abbreviate for literally like one class or just 1 week, we'll practice the unabbreviated form of I am, you are, and it is. Like I said, for literally like 1 week, we'll do this form instead. These students have a much better understanding later on of what the abbreviated form actually stands for. And it's honestly the same with Korean learners, I've noticed. So, for example, 이거 can often be followed by different particles besides just the topic particle, like it can have the subject particle, which is 이 and 가, which is something that we will learn in a future video. Now, when you add 이 and 가 to 이거, it becomes 이거가, or 이게 as an abbreviated form. Now, between just these two particles, the combinations that you can get are a lot. We have 이것은, 이거는, 이건, 이거, 이것이, 이거가, 이게, and that's just between these two particles here. For today's video and today's video only, let's go ahead and practice 이것 and ignore 이거, and then in all future videos from here on, we will practice 이거 instead. Now, if you want to go ahead and practice the spoken version right away, or if you completely agree with this entire mentality, you can go ahead and practice 이거 with the topic particle 이거는, or the abbreviated form 이건, completely your choice as to which one to use. Alright, let's go ahead and get to some 연습. So we have, this is a book. What do you think? Let's start with this, 이것, and plus the topic particle, 은, 이것은, book, 책, is, 이에요, 이것은 책이에요. Alright, this is a bag. 이것은 가방이에요. 이것은 가방이에요. This is a flower. Now, I don't think I've given you the word flower before, so the word for flower is 꽃. 꽃. 이것은 꽃이에요. Now, notice that this 치읓 carries over into the next vowel, so the pronunciation becomes 꽃이에요. 꽃이에요. Alright, how about this is coffee? And in case you forgot, the word for coffee is 커피. 이것은 커피예요. Okay, let's move on to that. Now, in Korean, there's actually two words for that. There's that, which is close to the person who you're talking to, and there's that, which is far away from both you and the person who you're talking to, which is very often translated to that over there. Now, the word for that, which is close to the person who you're talking to, is 그것, and that, which is far away, is 저것. Okay, let's focus on 그것 for just a second. 그것, just like 이것, is very often abbreviated to 그거. And there are a lot of combinations depending on which particle you add to it. But for today and today only, we are going to focus on 그것 and ignore all of the possible combinations. Similarly, 저것 is very often abbreviated to 저거 and also has a whole set of combinations just with these two particles here. So we're going to ignore these for today and today only and focus on just 저것. Now, just like this plus a noun, that plus a noun, we take 그것 and 저것, just the first part of it, and we make a space plus a noun, so we end up with just 그 and 저. Okay, so here's our best friend. Our best friend is a 3-year-old who is playing with blocks, and he's also surrounded by a bunch of items here. These items are all close to him and far away from you. So we are going to use 그 plus a noun. So what do you think would be that book? 그 책. How about that paper? 그 종이. That coffee, which maybe shouldn't be next to a 3-year-old, but I wanted to practice this word. What do you think? 그 커피. Oh no, the wind blew and now all of these items are away from both your best friend and you. So now we have to change 그 to 저. Okay, what would be that coffee over there? 저 커피. 저 저 커피. How about that paper over there? 저 종이. How about that book over there? 저 책. Alright, and it's time to realize that we're best friends with a 3-year-old, and he doesn't actually know what anything is, but he's surrounded by all of these random items. So let's go ahead and try to explain what these items are. So, oh my gosh, the wind blew again, and they're somehow perfectly back right next to him again. Now, we need to explain what these items are, so that is a book. What do you think that would be? Let's start with that, which is close to him, and not followed directly by a noun, so the word would be 그것. Now we need to add the topic particle of 는 or 은. What do you think? 그것 ends with a consonant, so we need to add 은. 그것은. Book. 책. A we can ignore. So how about is? 이에요. 그것은 책이에요. How about that is a paper? Or I guess more naturally in English this would be like that is paper, maybe? Yeah, whatever. That is a paper. 그것은 종이, which ends with a vowel. So when it comes to is, do we add 이에요 or 예요? 예요. 그것은 종이에요. Oh my gosh, that troublesome wind, it just blew everything away again. That over there is a book. That over there, 저것, plus the topic particle, 저것은 book, 책, is. 이에요. 저것은 책이에요. That over there is coffee. 저것은 커피예요. 저것은 커피예요. Okay, now just a quick side note. Someone who was not present at the time, or something that you're talking about that's not present in your visual sight at the time, you're going to use 그 and 그것 as opposed to 저 and 저것 for this one. So for example, that person is strange. That person is nowhere to be seen. That person is not here with us in the moment. We will say 그 사람. Or that school is great. We can't see the school right now, but we've been talking about this particular school. We would say 그 학교. Okay, so in summary, this or that followed by a noun will be 이, 그, or 저. 이, this, 그, that, which is close to the person who you're talking to, or 저, which is far away from both of you. For example, plus the noun 책, 이 책, 그 책, 저 책. And this and that, which is not followed by a noun, is 이것, 그것, 저것. Okay, so let's move on to the practice party, which as always will be a little bit faster, and I'm not going to break down the grammar as we go. So let's go ahead and get started with this cheat sheet here. And we've actually grown up a little bit with our new best friend. She is a 5-year-old sassy girl with a matching dress and shoes. And here you are at your computer screen or your TV screen. Let's go ahead and start with this book. 이 책. This bag. 이 가방. That paper. 그 종이. That chair. 그 의자. That guy or man. 저 남자. That house. 저 집. That girl. 저 여자. Okay, removing the cheat sheet. That paper. 저 종이. This chair. 이 의자. That bag. 그 가방. That girl. 저 여자. Okay, now we have to accept that our best friend is just a child and she doesn't actually know what anything is, so it's time to explain to her. This is a bag. 이것은 가방이에요. This is a chair. 이것은 의자예요. That is a paper. 그것은 종이예요. That is a house. 저것은 집이에요. This is coffee. 이것은 커피예요. That is a book. 그것은 책이에요. Okay, removing the cheat sheet. That's a house. 저것은 집이에요. That's coffee. 그것은 커피예요. This is green tea. In case you forgot the word for green tea, it is 녹차. 이것은 녹차예요. That's a guy. 저것은 남자예요. Okay, now I challenge in case you're up for it, which is combining both this and that before a noun and a full sentence. So if you're up for it, go ahead and try. That person is a guy. Okay, we have that person, 저 사람, plus the topic particle of 은, 저 사람은, guy, 남자, is, 예요, 저 사람은 남자예요. If this particular sentence was hard for you, don't worry about that at all. We'll get into these types of sentences in the future. But for now, great job today, and I'll see you in the next video.